We're gonna go on to talking about a couple of other things. Now there are some toothpicks up here and there are some little drawing tools. These are called, this is a stylus. Yep, it's a stylus. So we're gonna use this stylus and we are going to draw where we're going to cut out on our clay. So right over here, we have the steps. Now the steps are really tricky, but we're gonna try to get a straight line down and a straight line over. So I'm gonna draw that on. Please make sure you're watching right now so that you can see how to do this. So you're drawing down and over, down and over. And we're doing little steps. We don't wanna have big, giant steps, do we? No. If we have a big piece like this that's just left over, that is probably gonna fall off of our clay and break. We don't want that. We want little steps so that we could fit maybe one finger on each step. If our little hand person was walking up the steps. One finger at a time on the steps. And then we're going to just come all the way down with that. Now, here's a little secret for you. If you want help with drawing these on, we could help you draw them on. We could help you with that. But we do want you to cut them out. We also have some other little tricks for you with the cutting. We have some little cookie cutters that you can use to cut out. See how this has all these corners? I'm not just gonna throw this anywhere I want and cut out, but I'm gonna hold this so that it's lined up with the drawing. See how it's lined up right there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna press down all the way and then pull it out. Oh my goodness, I got a stare. Let's see if I can do it again. Oh, is that lined up? Okay, you're right. I didn't line it up. Okay, how about that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready to press. I'm gonna press down all the way. Think it worked? Okay. Yep, you're right. I'm gonna set that clay aside. I'm gonna do it again. Now, if you get this going and you are really quick at it, once you do the first couple, you might be able to do a few of them really fast like that. And then you'll be able to pass this to a neighbor. We don't have enough for everybody at the same time, so you're gonna have to pass it to somebody around you who wants to use it. Now, if you'd rather not use one of these and you wanna use a cutting tool, I can use my fettling knife and I can just cut, and then I'm gonna cut the other way too. And look at that, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? Yep. And I got one more little step there. Oh, I kind of got a little chunk stuck in there. Okay. All of this extra clay that you have needs to have water added to it. So when you cut off those pieces off your steps, can you clump them together and roll those little tiny pieces up into a ball? Add some slip to them so that they can have more moisture. They need some water. And we're gonna set those off to the side. We're still gonna use our extra clay for something else. Just keep adding more water to it so that it doesn't dry out. We don't want it to get too dry. Also, if you are waiting for the next set of directions, I would like you to bring all of your stamps and wooden pieces up to the supply table. Thank you. There we go. Now I have 3 little spots that I can cut out right up here. 3 is the most we can have, because if we cut more than 3 of these, we're gonna have these tiny little pieces sticking up in between, and what do we say is gonna happen? They're gonna break and fall off. So I'm gonna draw them. I want them to be about the size of my finger or smaller. So they could be smaller, but not too big. So try to get that right in the middle there. Okay, so there's my 3 pieces that I'm going to cut out. So I'm going to use the cutting tool and I'm going to cut those out. And then for this side, I'm going to take this piece and put it in there, make sure that it's cut, and then I can use the cutting tool to kind of scoop it out. You see that? Okay, you want me to show you one more time? Okay, one more. I'm gonna cut, and then cut this way, and then use the cutting tool to just kind of scoop that piece out of there. Okay, good? Now, one more quick thing. Everything we do afterwards, we have to smooth it out. So get a tiny little drip of water on your finger, and then go in between all those cracks and just rub it smooth. Rub all those cracks, and I've got little pieces in there that need to be smoothed out. There we go. So that is all. Go ahead and go back to working. We are going to add some windows to your castle.
Yes.
But only if you want them. Some of you do not need windows, but I'm gonna show you how to do this. See this hole right here?
Yeah.
That's a window. Now over here, the clay overlaps with the other clay. See how it's rolled around in there? And it rolls over top of the other clay. So it doesn't go through all the way, but we have 2 windows there. You can actually have 3, but they can only be about the size of the tip of your finger. That's pretty small, isn't it? Pretty small. Now, if you have any of these pieces that were really good for making bricks, this is awesome because, and you can come up and get one in just a minute if you need one, but we're gonna put our windows kind of over here by our stairs. They're gonna be kind of under the stairs, but we don't want them to get too close to the stairs, because if the corner of the window gets really close to the corners of the stairs, there could be a crack that comes through and it might break. So we don't want to get too close to that area. So I can go right under the stairs here, and you can take this piece and you can actually just press, and you can just stamp all the way down in like that. And then when I peel this up, whoop, I gotta get this piece off of there. There we go. It kind of came out there, so it's got an opening already. I didn't even have to cut it out. I just pressed that down into the clay. And I'm gonna do that again 1, 2 more times, or I could just have 2 windows if I feel like that's enough. So I could just press it down again. There we go, and then I can take that out. There we go. So there's 2 windows. You could maybe have 3, but just careful not to get them too close to the edge of your work. And have them over here under the stairs, because if you put your window over here, you're not gonna see it. It's gonna be hidden somewhere inside of there, because we're gonna wrap the clay over that part. Okay, go ahead and do that. Just do what you were needing. This part is really important. This is the part where we're gonna actually turn this flat castle we've been decorating into a 3D standing up castle tower. But it's kind of tricky. Sometimes people end up accidentally rolling this up like this, and then their decorations are where? Yeah, do we want our decorations inside?
No.
Nope, we want them outside. And also, we have to be able to stand it up once we roll it. So, am I gonna be able to stand it up with this sticking out the bottom? No, I gotta move it so I can get it on there. So, here's what we're gonna do. When you are done decorating, you could ask an adult, or you can try yourself if you want to, but we have to pick this all up. So we're gonna carefully, very gently lift each part, especially up here. We have to be really careful to lift those and turn it over. And we're gonna flip it like this so that it's pointing up. We want the flat side down and it's pointing up. Then we're gonna take one of these paper towel rolls with newspaper on it. We're going to set it at the bottom, the flat part of the clay, and we're gonna come just to the edge of this straight side. So the paper towel roll is on the edge of that part. It's not going past it, because I have to be able to stand this up. So I'm gonna move this over, and then I'm going to roll this up. I'm just grabbing it with my thumbs. Now, if you want help with this, we can help you, or you can try it yourself and just see how it goes. It might be just fine. Now I don't want this to be too tight on here because I don't want it getting stuck on the paper towel roll. I'm just kind of lightly pulling it up over the paper towel roll, and I'm rolling it so that this edge lines up with this edge. I want it to stay right over that straight edge. I don't want it going this way. See how that's going over the other way? I want that to be straight over top of that other flat part. I'm gonna roll it up. Oh my goodness. And then we can stand it up. And there we go. And I might even be able to pull that out. Now I have to be really careful with this because it's still wet and floppy. Still could break. So when you are done, we're gonna come around and we're gonna use a toothpick to write your first name and class code somewhere on the bottom edge of the castle so I can find it. So I'm just gonna write extra on here because sometimes people's castles break, so I like to have some extra ones in case. Hopefully that won't happen to you. Your castle will be just fine. Just fine. And we'll put this as soon as it has your name, first name.